Big old ag family reunion, and Hop Sing's going to serve us chicken fried steak, jalapeno gravy, plenty of Nanny's yeast rolls, and a cold cucumber salad. I'll be pouring the iced tea and the coffee because that's the hardest part, and I'll be telling you about the things that are affecting agriculture. Again, we are down on the farm. I'm Larry Marble, and you're my neighbor. Neighbor, let's take a kind of a shotgun look at ag weather. We'll choose the center of this region for our example. Today, we're looking for a high near 60. Northwest wind 10 to 15, gust to 25. Clear tonight, low around 36. West-northwest winds 5 to 10. Sunny on Saturday, high of 64. Northwest wind 5 mile an hour. Saturday night, increasing clouds, low around 40. Winds out of the south-southeast about 5. Sunday, sunny, 62 the high, 5 mile an hour wind. Sunday night, 42 our low, winds 0 to 5. And Martin Luther King Day, mostly sunny, high near 67. South-southwest winds 5 to 15, gusting up to 20 on Monday afternoon. Neighbor, there's your ag weather for the smack dab middle of down on the farm country. Neighbor, it is time to take a look at commodities. And remember, we have to do these before the program because of our 14 affiliate stations. So don't blame us if there's a little bit of difference and you're looking at them. We get as close to this time frame as we can get. March corn, 529 3/4, down 4.5. March beans, 421 even money, down 9.5. March bean meal, 462.10 by the ton, down 280. Your March Kansas City hard red winter wheat, it is up 10 1/4 by the bushel at 646 3/4. March number 2 cotton down 28 at 80.87. April live cattle up 175 at 118.97. March feeder cattle up 222 at 135.60. April lean hogs up 2.5 at 72.15. The March U.S. dollar index up 485 point at 90.70. February golds down 19.80 at $1,831.60 by the ounce. And March crude, the West Texas product, down 149 at 52.13. Neighbor, there are your commodities of ag interest. Neighbor, now it's time for a Friday vignette from Texas Farm Bureau Roundup, the longest-running farm and ranch news program in the state of Texas. Dr. Shane McClellan's got a report for us. He's speaking to us from Waco. Shane, what's your topic for today?
2021 starts off the right way with wet weather in the Central Texas Blackland area. This is Dr. Shane McClellan, and I'll have more from Waco.
We'll get Shane's report after this.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans and all Texan ways of life.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to get insurance for Texans by Texans. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Neighbor, were you aware that there's anywhere from 45,000 to 65,000 acres planted to corn in McLennan County alone? That's that Waco area. Shane McClellan's going to talk about how beneficial the recent moisture has been to that and other things. Dr. McClellan?
The last 3 months of 2020 were extremely dry for Central Texas, and the last day of December, many in our area received 4 inches of rain. That rain continued this past week, and as we had a rain and then we had snow over much of Central Texas. Snow amounts varied, but we had enough snow that when it does melt, it'll offer even more moisture. I always like snow. It cleans the air, and that blanket of snow can protect plants under the snow from some harsh freezing-type temperatures. I had to get up early many days to go feed, and it was pretty for a little while. I don't know if I want to do that every day. The main point is we received moisture, and all were happy to get it. Stock tanks caught some water, but many still need a big runoff-type rain to fill. Corn planting is only a few weeks away. It is not uncommon to see people in Central Texas plant a few test runs with the corn planter that first week in February. If it's planting really good, they may just continue to keep planting. I've seen some continue to plant and think they're going to plant 20, 30 acres, and they plant 100. Last year, that early planted corn was some of our better corn. It escaped the heat of the end of the summer. It produced early, and it was done, and it kind of fit the rainfall pattern just a little better. If you plant early, though, you've got to think about that untimely frost. If we have frost at the right time, it can damage and kill that crop. As anything in agriculture, a lot depends on Mother Nature and the environment. We're going to have to wait till our soil warms up enough for that corn to germinate before we start thinking about planting. Corn planting will usually go until about the third week in February. That is when producers will switch over to grain sorghum. In McLennan County, we normally will have anywhere from 45 to 60,000 acres of corn planted. The amount harvested for grain will depend on price and yield potential. We do have quite a few acres of corn here that are cut early for silage, and the majority of that silage does go back west to feed dairy cattle. Wheat notes look very good out in the pastures after this last rain. The cold weather wasn't bad, didn't hurt the wheat, did offer some more vernalization. That will occur, and our wheat should tiller and produce like we would typically expect it to. With the wet and the cold weather, livestock producers have been supplemental feeding. All livestock have been consuming more hay. Definitely recently when we've had a lot of nights and early mornings, they were down around freezing temperatures. Until next time, this has been Dr. Shane McClellan from Waco with the Texas Farm Bureau Roundup.
Neighbor, it's about time for Hop Sing to feed us that chicken fried steak, jalapeno gravy, plenty of nanny's yeast rolls, and a cold cucumber salad. I'll pour the iced tea, and we'll catch up with that little country ball of fire. The ball of fire I'm speaking about is Madison Bexley from Lockhart Livestock. Good morning to you, Maddie. How'd the sale go?
Good morning, Larry. We had a pretty good day, considering the rain and everything. We ended up with 1,000 head, with 103 cows and 13 bulls, 148 sellers, and 64 buyers.
Let's walk the pins.
On the stocker cows, we got along pretty good. We didn't have a whole lot to pick from this week. A few decent pairs bring 1,000 to 1,250. Mediocre and middle aged from 8 to 975. The good bred cows from 8 to 975. Mediocre middle aged and shortbreds mostly 550 to 775. A few longhorn and plain cows bring 250 to 475. This week we had a couple nice stocker bulls, 21-month-old Angus bull that brought 2,800 and a coming 4-year-old Angus bull that brought 2,000. Cows would have been better than a week ago, and the bulls would have been about steady. The good high-yielding cows mostly 50 to 62, with one extremely good cow that brought 67. The medium yielding from 40 to 49. The low yielding and weak cows from 15 to 39. On the Packer bulls, we didn't have any real high yielder to speak of this week. A couple of the better bulls bring 84 to 88. Low and medium yielding from 63 to 82. On the calves and yearlings, the front end cattle would have been 2 to 5 better than a week ago, and the 1.5s and number 2s would have been about steady. So all in all, we were pleased. It was a good day. Tell
everybody how to contact you.
You can always check us out on Facebook, or you can call the barn at 512-398-3476. My cell phone at 979-540-9793. Or you can ring Bubba at 512-461-6091.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. I'm Larry Marble from Down on the Farm Radio, and I'm with Stephen from D&D Farm and Ranch on I-10 in Seguin. That's ddtexasoutfitters.com. Stephen, you know, I'm an old sheep and goat man, was raised that way, and I love working sheep and goats with good equipment, and I bet you D&D can help me out, can't you?
Yes, sir. Larry, we are now carrying sheep and goat panels and working equipment from Rivera Panel. They're a family-owned company out in the little town of Lomita. They make quality equipment from working chutes to pens, all sorts of feeders that you can choose from as well.
Real great options for sheep and goat people. I know we've got them in Texas. Stephen, tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Larry, you can get a hold of me at 830-379-7340, extension 161. More than happy to answer any questions anyone may have.
We appreciate you. That's Stephen from D&D talking about their sheep and goat equipment, ddtexasoutfitters.com. Neighbor, you know, old Russell Heller told me that he would probably need some help getting ready for the sale there at Lexington tomorrow. So the Cowboys are finished with their lunch. I'm going to send them up there to help. Russell, put them to work and then tell me what you think the sale's going to be like tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I know of 3 or 4 sets of calves so far.
Good. How are they bred and what weight are they?
Be some bigger Charolais, weigh kind of 5.5 to 6.5, and the other 2 or 3 sets will be some blacks.
Did the snow and cold weather knock a little bit of the condition off of the livestock?
Yes, sir. They were getting thinner all along, but I mean, you can kind of tell it took a toll on them right now.
Right. What kind of cow run do you think you'll anticipate?
I don't know of very many cows coming, mostly all calves.
All right. Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you for this Saturday sale in Lexington.
Yes, sir. You can get me on my cell, and that number is 979-820-7002.
We appreciate it, and we'll talk with you Monday morning about 8 a.m.
Okay, thank you, Larry.
Neighbor, looks to me like it's about time to check the grains, courtesy of John Tuggle, Tuggle & Company, Corpus. Call 800-288-4453. Number 2 or better Milo in January through Corpus, March plus 240, $13.83. Call in Houston, March plus 250, $14. Progresso, $12.80. Yellow corn through Corpus in January, March plus 45, $5.79 and a quarter. Progresso, $10.70 by the hundredweight. Hard red winter wheat through Corpus, January, February delivery. Take the March contract plus 70, $7.06 and a half. We'll call Houston March plus 95, $7.31 and a half. And we'll call Houston beans, January, February delivery, March plus 10, $14.40 and a half. We'll call Placido, March less 60, $13.70 and a half. Neighbor, we're seeing new export sales totaling 7.5 million bushels, all to China. Looks like even in the light of this recent dramatic jump in corn prices, local domestic cash basis values have largely stayed the same as domestic and Mexican demand continues. On the export side, new crop cash milo values continue to strengthen, as it would appear China will remain the big buyer of U.S. milo right on through the summer and fall. John says he's already hearing of some seed dealers being sold out of milo planting seed. For more information on marketing your grains, it's 800-288-4453. That's 800-2-TUGGLE. And neighbor, for more ag information and a big old heaping helping of ag breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack of a kolache in the afternoon, trust me, Larry Marble, in the best darn farm show in 100,000 square miles of the great state of Texas. It's Down on the Farm. You're my neighbor. Neighbor, good day.